Welcome to Woodshop 101, where everything is made up and the points don't matter. Now meet the yin and yang of woodworking and the lady that keeps them in line, Jeremy, Drew, and Sam.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 67. Now that 2016 is closed out, 2017 is right on target and is officially among us. And we have a new president of the United States, which we won't really get into because politics really isn't our thing. But we are going to talk about our goals and resolutions for the new year. And tonight we are joined by a special guest host, Pete, with DIY. Was it Projects with Pete? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, DIY Projects with Pete, DIYPete.com,
Petey.
whatever you want to call it. Yeah, call me Pete. Whatever you want. Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I'm excited to be on.
Well, we're excited to have you on.
Awesome.
So basically this episode is our fast and loose episode. We're not really going to get into a lot of introductions and things like that, but we are going to jump right into the topic. And basically it is what our goals are for the upcoming year. And we got 12 months to nail them down. Let's hope we don't procrastinate too much about it. So since we have a special guest on, we typically kind of hand over the reins for the first go around for Pete. So what are your goals for the new year?
Yeah. So I actually just got back from a trip. Every start of the year, the first week, I go down somewhere. So this year I went down to Mexico and figured out some goals. But let me dive through them here. One is going to be just to do a lot more collaborations, in person collaborations with other YouTube creators like yourself. So I'm actually going to be traveling the country and doing a 1 to 2 month road trip. And so that's a big goal of mine, to make that happen this spring and to just be able to meet a lot of other cool people around the country who are building awesome things. So that's one goal. Another one is to try and get 2 videos up per month for projects. I don't know about you guys, but it's a lot of work to put up these videos and projects, wouldn't you say?
It is. It is.
Yeah, and even just one is a lot of work. So I am going to try and get 2 if it's possible. Another goal, I guess non-business, is to get in more traveling outside the country, to go to 2 or 3 countries. And something big that I would like to accomplish this year is just figuring out how to be more of a positive influence on other people and how to help more people. So something I really want to do is reach out and find veterans and just folks around the country, that maybe even younger people who are just getting into woodworking, but really just to promote how woodworking is just such a neat tool that anybody can really do. You don't have to have the most expensive tools out there. And it's something that people who maybe struggle with different things like PTSD or alcoholism or maybe other things like that can use woodworking and DIY projects as a tool for recovery and just to focus on something else. So that's kind of my big thing, is I really want to figure out a way to implement things like that to be able to help and inspire other people that really need DIY projects in their lives. So I guess those are some of my goals.
Okay. You were saying that, so hopefully in the spring you're gonna do a road trip.
Yep.
What would that kind of look like? Fill us in, like if you have details, and if you're in a place that you could talk about it right now.
Yeah.
Kind of let us know, like what do you envision it would be?
Yeah, well, I haven't really announced it at all, so this is kind of the soft announcement here. But I got a travel trailer RV that I purchased last year at the end of the year, and kind of tried it out as much as I could before the snow started falling around here. And it's a 20-foot travel trailer, and it's going to pull behind my pickup truck. And I'm going to start first off heading south, where I'm going to do collaborations with a lot of people who are YouTube creators in the DIY niche, in the, woodworking, metalwork, anything like that. But then I'm also going to be connecting with some of my people that I know through conferences who also have YouTube channels, but not necessarily just in the DIY industry. And I think that'll be really cool because we'll be able to use each other's audiences and help both of each other really grow our brands together through using each other's audiences. So, as far as what I'm going to do, like with DIY bloggers, I want to, just figure out some projects that would be a good fit for both of us, that would be fun for each other's channels. And then with the DIYers out there or the people out there who aren't DIYers, to probably build something for their home, or, figure out some way to incorporate woodworking into whatever they're doing too. So, I'm a pretty spontaneous person, so I don't exactly know how everything's going to work out, and I'm still kind of planning a lot of it, but I'm super excited to just leave for a while and meet a lot of people all around the country. So, that's kind of a soft announcement of what's going to be in the future here. And I'm going to do it in about April and May, because in Montana, those are the rainy months. And so nobody wants to be here anyways. So I'm going to get out of here, go to warmer places, and then come back in the summer when it's nice here. So, that's what it entails.
Well, if you head out to the East Coast, you're more than welcome to stop by here. So.
And where are you at in South Carolina then?
I'm in Somerville, which is about 30 minutes outside of Charleston.
Okay, very cool, very cool. Well, I'll have to see if that aligns with the roadmap. So it sounds like it would be. I would love to visit both of you guys. So I have to kind of plan things out and see how it goes.
Yeah, it would have been a whole lot easier until 6 months ago when I was living in Houston. Only six hours from Drew. Now I'm 14 or 16 hours from Drew. So.
Yeah, it's a ways difference.
Yeah.
I am stopping through Washington, D.C. for sure, though, so I will be on the East Coast at some point.
Yeah. D.C., have you ever been to D.C.?
It's been, I've been there a couple times, but it was kind of with my, parents and stuff probably when I was younger, and we did like the tour of the Capitol building and things like that. So
yeah, I was going to say, in May they have the blooming of the cherry blossoms, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh cool.
And it's there's not a whole lot of lead time, because there's like one day out of the year when it's just like the perfect time, and so they'll give like a week's notice, and they'll be like, all right, look, this is when we think it's going to be, and people just make a mad dash for DC to see this. And unfortunately, I never made it in that perfect time frame. My wife did, and she was like, "Yo, it's amazing, because all the trees bloom at the same time, and you just get all the white and red flowers." So, DC about that time is very awesome.
I think it might align, because I'm guessing May will be probably the month that I am through there. So we'll definitely have to check that out.
Yeah.
And then I guess as far as other, I have a bunch of projects, and who knows if they'll all get crossed off the list, but a lot of them involve concrete. I love working with it. And so I'm going to try and do an outdoor kitchen. I have a buddy with a space that he's looking for that built. So I'm going to help along with that and videotape it. And then, I just have like a Murphy bed and bar stools, workout benches. I've had a lot of requests for cribs, and I don't have any kids, but evidently people want some plans for that. So I'm going to try and do my best. And I have lots of friends who do have kids, so we'll build a crib for that. And that's about it. How about you guys?
You want to go, Drew?
Well, I didn't have all my stuff wrote down like Pete did. So I might be winging it a little bit more. I don't know. My goal mindset that I have going into the new year is to be a little more organized. And I think you and I had talked about this last year, Jeremy, that we need to start writing stuff down. Well, I bought a planner. Ask me if I've got anything in it yet. I don't have anything in it yet. So I haven't. I've been procrastinating on writing stuff in because I think a lot of the times I was flying by the seat of my pants when it came to my projects. So if there was something I needed, I'm like, I'll just film it and just do it.
Yeah.
Because I don't have this as a full-time job, so it's something that I don't have like a set schedule on yet. So that's something I want to try and accomplish a little bit more, be a little more diligent with how often I post my videos. Like my goal projects that I've got is somebody in my wife's work is wanting me to redo their kitchen cabinetry. So that's going to be huge, but it's something that I probably can't do. It's like every single day working on a cabinet because she's not wanting to have to pay for it right all at once. So if I kind of string it out over the course of time, she said, "Oh, that would probably work better because then I can just pay little by little until it's all done." And I said, "Well, that's probably what you're going to get with me." Yeah. So a big kitchen build. I've got a big office build. Whether or not I get to building that this year is questionable just because of how much it's going to cost. But I've got all the plans laid out, all the measurements and everything. I mean, it's ready to go. All I got to do is just start it. But buying all the plywood is going to be questionable. I really want to get my daughter involved in more videos. The whole Little Boomer segments that I've been doing. I'd say all of them. I've only done one, and it was a big hit when I did it. I've even had some companies, I think Microjig even wrote me saying that they really liked the video that Hannah was in. So did Rockler, for that matter. So it was pretty cool to get the feedback from the companies saying that they liked it. I really need to get some more Boomer videos. I'm really, really low on my Boomer videos. I think I'm down to like 3. So yeah, that's a hint to you, Pete, and Jeremy. Jeremy hadn't done one either.
So how do we participate in that?
Everybody asks me that. It's at the very beginning of my videos where somebody just says, "Hi, I'm so-and-so from so-and-so place, and I'm a boomer," and they just do a big boom. And it's like 5 seconds is all it is. And I just throw it at the beginning of all my videos just so people can see their face and participate in my show somehow.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I've seen that. I would let me know how to send over a video. I will participate.
Okay. Jeremy and I have been together on this show for going on 3 years now, and he hadn't bothered. So
I give it to you every week.
It's all audio. I need video too.
Look, go to our YouTube channel and extract one of those videos. No, I'll send you one. It just looks like you're going to have to go somewhere again this year and collect a whole bunch more.
Well, some of those that I was getting with people in it was from those woodworking shows, but there's no plans that Video Woodworkers has to go anywhere. And right now I can't afford to go by myself just yet.
I was going to say, maybe not Video Woodworkers, but there's plans for another big one.
Another big meetup, you mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'll get more into it in a little bit, but yeah, I've actually been working with another big group to do another one in Atlanta come April. So it's trying to get as many people, and in fact I sent it to you on Facebook today, Joe.
I guess we'll see how it pans out, because I'd like to go to another gathering.
So, now, is this a meetup that you're just putting on, or is it a big event, or what is it?
Because we don't have anything like set in stone, but it's the woodworking show in Atlanta again this year. It's March 31st through April 2nd. And there's been a lot of talk about, and especially on like in Facebook, a lot of talk about people, oh, hey, who's going? And I want to go and this and that. And finally, like enough people were like, hey, we want to go. Like, let's do something that me and a couple other guys put together an event, and we're trying to. We have some people that are going to go scout hotels for us that will allow us to do like a lobby party and stuff. And they moved the venue from last year, so it's no longer going to be in the same location. So we have to find a new hotel because it's going to be across town in Atlanta. But yeah, if we can get enough interest, and right now it looks like we have about 70 people that are interested. We're going to reach out to the woodworking shows and see about getting a booth in it, so we have some kind of meeting place on the actual grounds of the show. But as of right now, it's happening. We just don't have the logistics behind of when, where, and what's going on. We do know that we'll be at the show from the 31st through the 2nd of April. But as far as that, anything else, it's up in the air. But of course, all this started coming together in the last like 4 days. So.
Okay.
So.
Well, keep me in the loop then.
I will. Are you gonna come?
Well, with that kind of notice, I'm gonna definitely try. Yeah.
So
but if it's
it's definitely
the notice
happening.
Of like, oh, next month, I'm like, no, that ain't.
No,
gonna
it's
work.
definitely happening March 31st through April 2nd, and it's a bunch of people. In fact, Izzy Swan's one of the ones helping trying to get it going. So we know it's happening. We just don't know like where we're going to stay. And I know another guy, somebody else is trying to do get another maker house going, like they did at I think they did at WIA this year. So it's definitely happening. We just got to work out the logistics. So, and that's something, Drew, we'll talk offline. Then I'm going to try to work something with the podcast with the woodworking shows themselves. So you're more than welcome to come too, Pete.
Yeah, I'll have to. March I have a lot of traveling, and then I'm starting my road trip, But yeah, we'll see. That does sound like a fun trip. I'm actually headed to Atlanta like in 2 weeks, and it's not my favorite place to go, but it's a nice town and everything. Seems like you go to so many conferences there that you want to try something new sometimes. But yeah, I'll have to see. It sounds like it'd be fun.
Yeah, it's just so there's so many like woodworkers or makers in the southeast part of the United States and Atlanta's woodworking show is one of the larger of the traveling woodworking shows that's out there, and so it makes a good fit. But yeah, I definitely see that like a lot of people like, I'm tired of going to that same place. I want to go somewhere else. But at the end of the day, what's easiest and cheapest for people to get to, and being Atlanta's a huge hub, it's cheaper to fly there than say to Cincinnati or to Dallas or Houston or something like that.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. And then you think about how much time you actually spend outside, and outside the conference, and it's not that much because you're constantly networking and at the expos and that kind of thing. So,
yeah, absolutely. So, what other plans and goals do you have this year, Drew?
Well, I would like to try and make a platform bed. I had an actual customer that was wanting me to make two, one full size, one twin size, and I don't know if her time frame, because she procrastinated quite a bit before she started looking into it. And because I still have that metal and wood desk that I'm trying to finish with my brother, we're trying to get that done by the end of this month. And she is moving into that new house beginning of February, and she needed a bed by then. So that was pretty much just kind of SOL on that one. So I don't think that one's going to work. So if I build one, it's going to be for myself.
Yeah.
I really like. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, which is pretty funny because I got a platform bed that's somewhere in the pipeline this year. So.
So does a platform bed is just a real low profile, and then you don't have any box springs or anything. You just have the mattress right on top of it, right?
Yeah, I don't make mine super low profile though. It's about the top of it is about bench height, so about 18 inches tall, because I normally put like drawer storage underneath it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but that's what it is. Is it eliminates the need for a box spring, in which a lot of newer mattresses nowadays don't need a box spring. But so they go one of two ways. The mattress either goes right down on the frame itself. If the frame is like a solid piece, like maybe a solid piece of plywood or something. If it slats, then you have to get what's called a bunkie board, and it's basically like a 2 or a 2.5 inch thick box spring. And that's what I have. I have a platform bed now, and it's because it's on slats. We had to get a bunkie board to go with it, and the bunkie board is just to add rigidity so the mattress doesn't fall through the slats.
Okay.
So, I've never heard of a bunkie board.
I haven't either. Now we have.
Yep.
You know, I'm excited about you guys doing videos on beds, because like I just finished up one of my last videos was on how to build a bed frame, and it's my most popular video by far. Like in the last, out of all my videos, it's gotten the most views the quickest, but people are searching for that, it seems like, for bed frame projects. So,
and I think that's the case because now all these companies are coming in with like the mail order mattresses. You have like Casper and you have like Purple and Ghost Bed, and there's a whole bunch of other that, so people are just like, oh, hey, let me make this bed, and then I can put on, a mattress that I can order through the mail, and it shows up. So.
Yeah, as long as you can fit the bed dimensions and know what those are. I mean, you can get those from the company, because I made mine for a Sleep Number mattress, and it requires a little bit of structure underneath, and they have a kind of box spring set up for those mattresses, but they're not necessary if you have a solid structure underneath. And that's why I made that platform bed the way I did. Plus, it has access ports for the air tubes to go underneath the bed where the compressor is at. Okay.
Nice.
Well, geez, if you were looking for a mattress, I'm sure you could call one of those companies and be hooked up with one pretty easily.
Yeah. I've thought about that, especially with the one that I want to make, and I want to try and make it out of walnut, so it might be a lot more
nice,
a lot more pretty.
Absolutely.
So, well, this year I've kind of stepped back from like as heavy hitting goals as I've had, just because in the last 2 years, we've done this same episode 2 years in a row, and I have not hit one goal that I've voiced over. And so, I know like last year's was I wanted to hit like 25 or new videos or something else. And when it came down to it, just, time gets in the way, and that would have equated to just about 2 a month. And moving 6 months into the year and then not having a shot for the next 6 months kind of put a damper on that. And a lot of people may not have really known, but I was I guess you could say uprooted, but I was kind of moved and not unexpectedly. And I've had a hard time since I've got out here. I've really had a hard time getting motivation to do anything. I guess the best way to put it is I've been walking around with kind of a sour attitude about how the last 6 months has gone. But starting to look and realizing like I got to look at the positive, right? Got to look at the positive of everything. And the fact that, good things have happened since we've been out here. My wife got promoted to assistant branch manager with Wells Fargo, and in which she's going to be in Atlanta on Tuesday. So you're listening to this on Monday. She'll be in Atlanta starting Tuesday. So Atlanta's big in our future. So my whole goal really for 2017 is just to be more productive And what does that mean? It could be a variety of things. It could be more videos. It could be more blog posts. It is definitely going to be getting the shop finally up and running. And I've decided that instead of trying to get everything perfect in the shop first, and then getting it organized, I'm going to get it organized now. I finally had power run into it 2 months ago, and I've been saying, okay, I need to paint it before I do anything, before I build cabinets or before I put anything on the wall. I want to paint. I need it. I need the paint for the backdrop. And then, the weather's been up and down. I haven't been able to get the time to get it painted. And finally, just like 2 or 3 days ago, I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to paint. I need to get back out there. And I think that will help me really accept the fact that we're out here. This is our new life. Like, you have the shop, your family's healthy, you got jobs, you're not struggling. So don't look at this, the negative part of it. And that's my biggest goal for 2017 is just be positive and be more productive. And part of that is accepting, defeat in some areas. And a big one for me, and it's been hard to swallow, but I got rid of almost a year ago to the day, I got rid of my laptop because I was no longer traveling. I was pretty stable. I had my office set up, and so I got an iMac, a more powerful machine to do the video editing. And now it seems like just my life is on the move a whole lot more. And at the end of the night, I just want to sit on the couch after my kids get in bed, and that's about 9 o'clock. I just want to sit on the couch and not come in here to my office and be away from my wife and stuff. And so I'm going to take the hit, and within the next week or so, I'm going to go buy another laptop. And I think that will help me take bigger strides to being a little more productive. It will allow me to sit on the couch and do some of the light lifting, website updates, writing articles, or maybe running a little bit of Photoshop. Whereas my office and my computer here will still maintain the workhorse for video editing and anything that requires a lot of processing speed. But I think just getting that simple, going back to a laptop will help me get that productivity moving forward, because I'll be able to sit comfortably and be with my wife, and still work on moving forward and getting things done. And I think once I start gaining that momentum, I have a lot of videos planned. I have a lot of projects that I want to do. I think that will help me kind of kickstart that and get moving again throughout the new year. So, and obviously,
cool. Love it.
Another goal of mine was to go to Woodworking Conference this year. As far as a meetup, I went to the woodworking shows last year, and met up with a few guys. But that was my goal this year, was like get to a meetup where a bunch of the woodworkers or makers are going, and that's obviously happening pretty soon in the year. And the fact that I saw where people were going, and the fact that, okay, where can I, if I start saying I'm going to start doing this stuff for people, I'm going to help get these hotels, and I'm trying to get into a booth and stuff like that, then maybe that will push me and be like, all right, you have to show up, like you have to do it. So that's. Well,
I just heard you say that you're doing all this stuff, so you better go do it.
There you go. And come Monday, everybody else will hear it. So
perfect.
But that's my goals for 2017, and I think I left a lot of area for movement in those goals, and they don't lock me down so much to where at the end of the year I feel like I wasn't productive because I didn't meet my goals. So
I'm surprised the dining room table wasn't on one of your goals.
Look, that's been on the goal for the last 2 years, and I'm at the point now, like, it's gonna get done. But talking with Todd Clippinger and how I originally had it planned was only going to cost me, let's say it was going to cost me $150 for the top. And going back and looking at the design, kind of redesigning how I was going to do the top, I was only going to do a 1-inch top. I don't think that will look as good as I initially thought. So now I'm going to go with like a 2-inch top or 1.5 inch, but that's going to almost double the cost that I put into the materials. So I'm kind of stepping back, and I could say I could give a timeline, but I will have it done sooner rather than later. It's just about being in that position. Right after Christmas, we had my daughter's birthday. So being back in that position where I have that little bit of disposable income after the holidays that I can feel comfortable of dropping, $300 or $400 on material for the top. So
cool. Have you read the book Compound Effect? Any of you guys?
No, I have not.
Or Essentialism at all? Those are two really, really good books. They're on Audible if you prefer to listen, or just the hard copies are great too. But they're all about just like narrowing your focus and increasing productivity, writing things down. Like they're my two favorite books on those subjects, and like I need that help a lot because I get scattered and have so many different projects going on. But anyways, they've been super helpful for me. I just thought I'd recommend them in case you're looking for any good reads on productivity.
Yeah, absolutely. Send me the links and to those books, and I'll put them down in the show notes too for the listeners.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'd be more of a person that listens. I'm not a reader.
Okay. Yeah, I call it Automobile University. I didn't come up with that term. Zig Ziglar did. But yeah, I did, like, instead of paying for school, since I'm not paying for school anymore, I pay $15 to an audio program, and then so I get a book every month, and I listen to it when I'm driving around or like, running stuff, like podcasts, because there's so many good business podcasts as well. But yeah, I love Audible books too. You can kill two birds with one stone. So
yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, if we don't
about wraps up all the goals there.
Yeah, if we don't have anything else, then we'll go ahead and get out of here.
We even had a product recommendation by accident from Pete there.
We did.
Nope.
But that's cool. Well, if you guys want to get in contact with us before we get into the nitty-gritty of how to get in contact with the podcast, as well as Jeremy and myself, we want to give Pete a chance to give his contact information. So how will the listeners be able to get in contact with you, Pete?
Sure. You can just my website's at DIYPete.com. The YouTube channel, if you just go on YouTube and search DIY Pete, you'll find that. And then if you have any questions or anything like that, my personal email is pete@DIYPete, and I will get back to you if you send me an email. So I'd love to hear from you guys.
He's probably more diligent on his email answering than we are, Jeremy.
Yeah, probably.
He reads. He's smart.
Probably.
Well, if you want to get in contact with Jeremy or myself, you can reach me at rhwoodshop.com and Jeremy at countrysideworkshop.com. We both have contact sections of our website, and just fill those out. We will also feature any questions that you have on either one of our websites through the podcast as well. So be sure and check out the podcast if you are interested in getting some more insight from other types of hosts that we have on the show. You can get in contact with the podcast itself through woodshop101podcast.com/listen. And there you can stream anything that we have aired in the past on any device that you can access the website on. Also, if you want to have a question answered, you can send us an email or a voicemail. And those are respectively woodshop101podcast@gmail.com. And the phone number is 409-234-3959. And we will feature any voicemail that you leave us on air. And I do believe on our next show we will be having one, so be sure and tune in for that. So that's pretty much wraps it up. So, Pete, I appreciate you joining the show. It's been cool to have you.
Hey, man, I will come back again. This was fun. Thanks for having me. It was good to get to talk to you guys and to see what's going on with everything for 2017. So good luck.
Yeah, we're going to need it.
We all will.
Well, what we do for the listeners at the very end of all the episodes is we give everybody a big boom at the end. So on cue, I'll let you know, and we'll give everybody a boom. So from Jeremy, Pete, and myself, we want to wish you guys well. Please be safe in your shops, and we will talk to you on the next podcast next week. 1, 2, 3. Boom! Boom.